Silent. Yeah.
Quick focus on you real quick.
I'm good when y'all are.
Yep, I'm good too.
Good.
All right.
Ready to roll? All right. My name is Philip Hensley, Philip, P-H-I-L-I-P, Hensley, H-E-N-S-L-E-Y, and I'm a master trooper with the Indiana State Police out of the Sellersburg Post. The last 36 hours have been extraordinarily trying and difficult, not only for law enforcement, but the community in Orange County as well. Certainly, any time a police officer is injured in the line of duty, it impacts all of us. And to the extent that this Orange County deputy was hurt is unacceptable. We have been trying tirelessly since just after midnight yesterday to find and bring to custody the individual responsible for this tragedy here in our community in Southern Indiana. To give you an idea, a recap of what happened and what's led us to here Saturday afternoon. Just after midnight in Orange County, at the intersection of US 150 and State Road 56, a silver 2007 Pontiac was stopped in the roadway. Orange County Sheriff's Deputy Zach Andry was on patrol and observed this vehicle in the road. So he turns around, he pulls in behind it to check to see if they need help, which is a common task that any police officer does throughout the course of their shift. As he gets out, he begins to talk to the driver, investigate, and he detects what he believed to be criminal activity afoot. Well, in the process of the interaction with the driver, Austin Sheppers, steps out and with a 9mm handgun fires on Deputy Andry. Shoots him multiple times. Deputy Andry was shot in the head, in the neck, in the shoulder, and in the vest. 4 times. Sheppers, in his cowardice, gets back in his car, speeds away, and leaves Andry lying in the roadway. A few moments later, after the lack of radio contact from Orange County Dispatch with their deputy, he was found by French Lick Police lying in the road. And needless to say, immediately, emergency medical staff, other law enforcement began to show up and tend to Deputy Andry. He was transported initially to IU Health in Paoli before he was brought to U of L Hospital early Friday morning for treatment of his wounds. He underwent surgery Friday morning. I spoke with the surgeon. I was at the hospital yesterday. Spoke with the surgeon. She was very pleased with the outcome, but he has a significant road ahead. So right now his condition is critical but stable. He is in intensive care, still on the ventilator, still sedated, but they're trying to dial that back. So that's a tremendous step. This guy's a fighter. He's a young officer. He has a family. He's a member of his community. And he is fighting with everything he's got to bounce back from his injuries. So he's tough. As for Sheppers and his female passenger sped from the scene early Friday morning. That car was later found around 8 o'clock in Orangeville, which is a very rural portion of Orange County. It was on the side of the road. Our officers, not only uniform patrol, but our SWAT units, aviation, were all in the area. We had the assistance of multiple agencies, both local and federal, trying to assist with this. In the process, we located her. We located the female passenger in the woods and began questioning and interrogating, trying to put together where Austin Sheppers is. We have been working tirelessly around the clock to get to the bottom of this, to find out where he's at. He is a risk to public safety. It is our first and foremost priority to bring him in. He needs to be brought to justice, unquestionably. And whether we solve it in the next hour, the next 5 hours, the next 12 hours, you can guarantee we're bringing him in. We are not stopping until he is brought into custody. We are not going to tolerate this kind of action and behavior in our community in Indiana. You shot a police officer, Mr. Sheppers. You tried to fracture a portion of what holds our society together. The men and women of law enforcement out here trying to protect our citizens, and you tried to violate that. We're not going to have it. You're coming in. And for those that are harboring this fugitive, that know where he is and are working tirelessly to hide him, we've got room in that jail for you too. But you can cooperate. We're certainly more than willing to have your cooperation in this matter by calling and telling us where he is. And it's not a hard number to remember. It's 911. If you're seen, we want to know where you're at, bud, because we're coming for you. We're going to find you, and we're bringing you in. To the public, rest assured, even though this man is a threat, he is considered armed and dangerous without question. Anyone who has the audacity to fire a weapon upon a law enforcement officer, it's a no-brainer. He's considered dangerous. We're asking for your help. He has distinguishable marks on him. He's of smaller stature. He's 5'7". He weighs 150 pounds. He has a cross tattoo below his left eye, and he is tatted up from the neck down. Significant markings distinguish this man from other individuals. If you see him, we're asking, call. Whether you think it might be, you think, hey, that's close, we'll take close because we're following up. We're going to get him. Something that you think might be irrelevant is certainly going to be important to us because we're checking. We're looking. We believe that he is currently still in the New Albany, Greater Louisville area. So we're stressing, and we're not stopping. We're stressing. If you think you see this man, 911, let the dispatch know, because trust me, all of our communication centers in the area are very familiar with this case. So it won't be hard to say, hey, I think this is the Orange County shooter. We're going to know exactly what you're talking about. And we're going to send local officers. We'll send state officers, county officers. We're coming. We're going to check it out. No lead unturned, no rock unturned. We're not resting until you are brought to justice, Mr. Sheppers. Make no mistake. Questions?
I think that a lot of people in the community are sometimes a little scared just in case they are wrong. Could you just say a little something about how they won't get in trouble if it's not him?
If it's not him, don't worry about it. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes, and one of the most difficult things for an untrained eye, even a trained eye at times, is to identify on the fly somebody you think might be a match to a picture. Hey, it's okay if you make a mistake. We're not going to be mad. It's a lead. We're going to follow up on it. We want it. So do not worry about being incorrect. Do not worry about being, oh, I'm on the fence on this. Now jump over the fence on our side and give us a call. Okay. I want to touch on the action that we had yesterday in New Albany. A lot of people wanted to know what happened, what was going on. We had reason to believe and a lot of intelligence that Sheppers was in a home on Market Street in New Albany. And we had units observing the house from the early afternoon hours. Through the course of that investigation, we obtained a search warrant for the residence, looking for him, tried to call him out, believing under the good faith that he was in fact in the house. After numerous attempts to get him to come out, SWAT team members made entry and he was not there. So I understand there may have been some concern and panic considering Market Street, that's downtown New Albany. You know, there was a little bit of a limit to the information that was put out, unfortunately, and we don't want the public to feel that, oh, I can't even go outside. No, it's still safe to go outside. What's not safe is to directly encounter this man. He is a threat. He's dangerous. First thing, you think you see him, give us a call. It's not going to hurt our feelings if you're wrong.
And I know that you said that it's a long road to recovery, but, are they looking at a full recovery or?
At this point, it's very hard to say. because we're just essentially day one off ground zero. He's got a lot, but he's already made tremendous strides in getting better. They've dialed back the sedation. They've dialed back the ventilator. Those are tremendous things for someone who was shot in the forehead. He's got tremendous support. He has, and there were a lot of family members at the hospital yesterday while I was there. The sheriff of Orange County, Davey Henderson, tremendous individual, tremendous leader. He is standing by his deputy's side and their family. So he's got the support of not only his family, of law enforcement, and of the community. And that was evidenced last night at the vigil held in Orange County at 6 o'clock. The number of people that turned out. Orange County is a small community in that it's just not very populated. So when something happens, it does not take long for information to get passed around to where the entire county knows in a short amount of time. They all care about their police. And something like this, when you've got a young man with family, hey, they're all stepping up. And it is truly a sight to see. It's touching. It really is. And he needs that support. He absolutely needs the support of everyone. And so far, we're doing a great job of helping him out. But us as law enforcement can take that to the next level by bringing Shepers to justice.
And last question for me, but do you have any more information on the female passenger who was with him?
We're going to release that shortly. Still trying to use her for more information. So as we go on, depending on what we do with her, if charges are filed against her, which is still a possibility, we'll release her information potentially down the road.
And if this is off the record, let me know, but so you have made a contact with her? I guess is kind of what it sounded like to me. Well,
when we arrested her in Orange County yesterday morning, brought her in for interrogation and tried getting information that we could use to further our search for Shepers.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
What was the crime that was initially suspected?
As far as what criminal activity he suspected, we're leaving that alone for right now. It's just the fact that he had detected that there may be criminal activity afoot. So it kind of had piqued his interest a little bit more than just potentially Shepers being stopped or broken down on the side of the road.
Did that detection escalate the situation right away?
There was never time.
Okay.
There was never time. Deputy Andrew was never able to unholster his weapon. He simply was ambushed. And just, it was one of those encounters to where you don't have a choice. You don't have a chance. We, as police officers, we like to Monday morning quarterback, critical incidents. And what would you do if you were in that situation? There's not a single one of us that would have been able to come out of that, I don't think. Not without being shot at least once. So, for Andrew to withstand what he did and still be fighting, whew, what a fighter. That's tremendous. So we are absolutely wanting the best. And he's trying. He's on a path. So we're going to hope to hang on to him.
Would you also be able to give me just a quick line about how harboring fugitive is illegal?
Harboring a fugitive is a felony, and we take it very serious, especially in a case of attempted murder. And that would be whether it was attempted murder of a law enforcement officer or attempted murder of your neighbor. You're hiding someone who attempted to take the life of another person. That's a felony, and that carries serious consequences. You want to continue being a felon and you want to continue hiding, Mr. Shepers, have at it. When we find you, we have lots of handcuffs. We're taking you to jail too. We don't care at this point. We want Shepers, and you're going to hide him. We're taking you as well. Lots of room at the jail, and we'll make room for you. You guys can hang out next to each other.
I have some questions. Would you be okay with me setting up a tripod before I ask them, though?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're all right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You guys. I want to apologize for coming in late. I was filming at the zoo and I got trapped.
Oh, at the zoo.
Well, you better add details there because that sounds pretty bad.
I wasn't trapped like in a cage. When you're in the zoo, they have to cart you in and out through the golf carts, and you're kind of at the mercy of what they
I understand that.
This thing calling me.
Oh, these? I lost the like, yeah. These were the long pictures in there, so.
Would you mind putting this on?
Yep,
Sorry.
you're good.
Not though. They're-
I'm gonna
they're-
run it like a.
They are uncomfortable. Yeah, there's some writing, probably this thing.
These are there, though. These should have the back doors, and then-
I actually still have all mine.
The cheap one.
Okay,
Like, it's so easy.
and I apologize because I wasn't here for the beginning of this. Could you just restate if there's any new information? Could you?
As far as new information, we have our investigators actively right now following up leads and searching in the area of New Albany and the greater Louisville area. We believe he is still here in Floyd County, so we're putting Floyd, Clark counties in Indiana on watch, as well as into Jefferson County, Kentucky for Louisville. So the greater Kentuckiana area is going to be our focus as we continue to look for Mr. Shephers, and we have our investigators actively doing that right now.
Right. I think that's the most important thing. I think I caught everything else.
Do you have body cam stuff that'll be released later?
That's going to be on the Orange County Sheriff's Department. And yes, there was camera footage. No, it's not something you want to watch. Whether or not Sheriff Henderson decides to release that, I have a feeling the answer is going to be no. But yes, there was, and we have reviewed it as part of our investigation.
And just to cover all my bases, do y'all have a photo of him out? Just so we can get it online for people to kind of.
What I'm going to do, the picture that was initially pushed out with the blue alert, which, as a matter of fact, in regards to the blue alert that came out yesterday morning, that was the first time in Indiana that we have ever issued a blue alert. Unfortunately, the first, that has to go out. It means clearly that something happened to a law enforcement officer. So we wanted to keep it at 0. Now we're at 1. The picture of Shepherd's that went out with that, we've got better. And here within the next hour or two, I plan on pushing out some pictures courtesy of his Facebook page. And we'll make sure he's known as far as what he looks like. His face is a little more bloated than the picture that was taken. There's a possibility that he'll have more facial hair. He could be shaven. There's a lot of tweaks that he can do to try to cover up. If he wears a high neck shirt and a Band-Aid on his face or some full coverage foundation, he may be able to cover up that tattoo. So there's tweaks that he can make as far as trying to hide his identity. And I would not be surprised if he's trying, because he's a criminal. So we're going to try to push what we can as far as things that when he's a little bit more low-keyed and relaxed of how he looks and the appearance and hats or glasses that he may be wearing.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yep. You good.
Unless you want to repeat the whole thing, then I'm good.
I don't think I can.
Yeah.
I think I had a Will Ferrell moment. Let's see, here, this back pocket.
Out, out, out.